with our Sikh brothers and sisters as we remember the murder of 6 members of the Sikh community exactly 10 years ago today in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. That horrific day will forever be etched in our collective memory. In Judaism, we say, whoever kills one life kills an entire world, and the world for the family and friends of the victims has changed forever. These lives were taken for only one reason. A white supremacist filled with hate decided to fulfill his deranged, absurd world outlook. One would hope that our society would have learned its lesson, that when you mix unmitigated bigotry with easy access to weapons, the toxic brew of outlandish violence.
People here. I was just at a church this afternoon, and the church over the weekend had a Black Lives Matter sign defaced and pride signs defaced on their property. And so we need to continue to be aware that we live in a difficult time, and there are people who do not have the right mindset toward how we live with each other and how we're supposed to treat each other. And so we have to continue to be aware.
To be with us tonight, to provide us not only solace in our sorrow at the deaths of the beloved members of our human family, but also to provide us strength and energy in our bodies and our souls. Strength and energy to work constantly against hate and extremism in our world.
God, and who goes by many names, and yet is beyond all names. We thank you for the gift of your divinity found in the midst of our diversity. We thank you for being made in your image, being sisters and brothers of one human family, and able to pray as one in a spirit of love. We give thanks for a shared commitment to diversity and collaboration across faiths, cultures, and gender. And we give thanks for a commitment to leadership.
Hari Om. Sat Sri Akal. Hindu community, which is going to be standing in solidarity with the Sikh community, the brothers and sisters of the Sikh community. As he already mentioned, we have worked together for peace and unity for many, many, many years. But unfortunately, we are meeting in a tough situation, and as others have spoken,
to the same God that we all owe our existence to, and to work towards fighting evil. Zoroastrianism believes in the cosmic struggle between good and evil, and each one of us is responsible to fight that evil in order to leave the earth a better place than we found it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kersi. I would like to invite Binoy Thomas, who is the Regional Director of the Department of Justice. And Department of Justice has been very kind, very supportive since this tragedy took place, and even before, when 9/11 attack had a direct impact on the Sikh community. We had many members of the community attacked, and one of them was killed. Department of Justice has played a major role in reaching out to community across the nation, and in the same spirit, Binoy is here, sent by the director, and he is the Regional Director of Department of Justice. Thank you, Binoy.
Or involved in that incident of the massacre. Over the years, I had the opportunity to supervise many FBI officials deployed and responded to the massacre 10 years ago. And one employee really stood out. I always remember Jenny Thompson. Jenny Thompson was the lead victim specialist from FBI, responded, and she supported the community, not only the victim and victim families in Milwaukee, but even she was instrumental bringing relatives from India to support the victim and victim families. Since Oak Creek, I must say that FBI, federal and local law enforcement agencies, Department of Justice in general, took so many initiatives, so many programs to mitigate hate crimes and protect the places of worship.
I, am Sikh. Those who were part of the horrendous act of cowardness and hate in Oak Creek were my brother, my sister. We are all entangled in a nightmare to some extent, because we have these instances happening again and again and again. And so I'm reminded of what Dr. King said: hate does not drive out hatred. Only light can do that. And so I would ask today, the best way that we can pay tribute to those and honor those lives that were lost in Oak Creek is to be the examples of the kinds of values that we articulate and that we say at times like this. And so I would ask each and every one of us, when was the last time that you were liked? When was the last time that you had an act of kindness? When was the last time that you, in fact, involved yourself in true service? True service, not expecting anything in return. When was the last time that you made a sacrifice for someone? When was the last time that you found yourself amidst folks that you did not know, that you were a stranger to, and you found a way to connect with them because they were part of the human family? And so, my friends, as I came here this evening, I thought to myself that it's more than just the candlelight vigil that we, in fact, are going to be involved with tonight, but it may very well be an opportunity to recommit ourselves to the very things that we can do something about, where we can make a difference right here in Montgomery County.
We offer our comfort in this anniversary of a challenging time, and most particularly to the families of those who lost loved ones in this tragedy. I'm an optimist, and I recognize that certainly there are incidents of hate that take place, and those may in fact be increasing, but I look at where we were as a faith community, an interfaith community 10 years ago within Montgomery County, and we're much stronger. We know each other better than we did then. And I am absolutely confident that in time, goodness will overcome any evil. And that our responsibility certainly is to follow the guidance of our God, our Father in heaven, who calls on each of us to be kind. My brother Jim Stowe in his wonderful comments, to love one another, to seek out opportunities to serve one another. That's the joy that ultimately will overwhelm those who are advocates of hate and those types of things. I'm grateful for the friends that I have in the interfaith community. I serve on the Faith Community Advisory Group and on the board of the Interfaith Council, and some of the things that I've learned about life has come from each of those individuals as I've learned how they practice their faith. So I'm grateful for those things. May the peace of our God be with all of us in our efforts to come together, to be kind to one another, to love one another, and to overwhelm hate. Thank you.
I'm a leading member of Sikh is the Kid, a non-profit organization where we teach others about Sikhism. Firstly, I would like to thank all of our interfaith members for coming here. I think it's great that we can all come together and stand together against hate as a group of humans. As you know, we are here today to remember the tragedy in the Wisconsin Gurdwara 10 years ago. In 2012, after the shooting, a group of students at our Gurdwara here thought that this was not right, that the violence in our world today is coming from a thought that my religion is correct, I'm right, you're wrong. And they realize that the violence is caused by ignorance that we are, by believing that we are not all together, but we are. These students did not do what most people would do, or what most kids would do. They didn't sit around thinking, I'll let the adults handle this. They took the initiative because they believed in the notion that in order to change the world, you must first change yourself. You must first contribute to that change yourself. They decided that even as kids, they should be taking the step to eradicate ignorance with the power of education. I would like to have a moment to thank everyone for coming again. And I think that it's very important that everyone here needs to remember that we are all in this fight together. We can all help against this fight against ignorance. We can all help educate others about our religions, Sikhism, so that we can stop this violence and hopefully we can eventually all live together as one human being family.
Satwant Singh Kaleka was Indian born with 9 brothers and sisters. He got immigrated with his wife and 2 sons to USA by his elder brother, Dr. Jagjit Singh Kaleka. Satwant Singh Kaleka died to protect the temple, his family, friends, and his wife. Satwant Singh Kaleka attacked the shooter in the lobby of the Gurdwara after the gunshots were fired so that everyone could get to safety. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Husband and 2 sons. She has recently returned from a trip to India with her sons, where they had visited Harmandir Sahib Golden Temple in Amritsar, Punjab.
She went to the Gurdwara every week and greatly valued education. She was a very selfless woman who putting herself before other people. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Satnam Vaheguru, 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 Satnam Vaheguru. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
Sat Sri Akal.